Okay, I'm going to try something and we're going to see if it will work. I don't know if it's going to or not. Okay, I'm calling. We're going to have a special guest here. Let's see if it will work.
Hey.
Okay, it worked. Look who I called up. All right. We're going to have a visitor talk. Visit.
Where's your face?
Well, you can't see me. We can see you. I'm holding my phone up to the camera so they can see you. You must be outside.
I am outside. It's finally got some sun. We've been having so much rain and fog that I had to go outside. So.
Okay. We have a sunny day today too, but I called you because I'm kind of scared. Tomorrow is my day. They're going to start drilling away my teeth.
I was thinking about it tomorrow.
Yes.
How long do they think it'll take?
I don't know. I have to go at 8 in the morning, and then they're going to drill them away, and then I go home, and Hillary makes the teeth while I'm,
She does?
Yeah, she's going to do. My daughter is making my teeth for me.
They don't have to send them out?
No.
She's amazing.
And so then it's all like digital, and they have the right tools.
A program.
Yeah.
Measure your teeth digitally.
Yeah.
Or whatever they call that. Like a 3D?
Yeah.
Thing, I bet.
Yeah, I think. And so then I go home and wait with my teeth that are going to be all chipped down to nothing, little stubs. And
what if this doesn't work?
Shut up! I'm already scared enough.
No, it'll work because they've done it many times. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If it didn't, you would have.
No, I know. Maybe I'd lose weight.
I'm gonna show my trees and my view.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I live in a pretty part of the world.
And you don't have any smog or
not today.
Smoke from fires?
No, we don't have smog anyway because we're such a, like we're a little town. We don't have.
But the smoke.
Industry, not enough cars to cause problems.
Yeah.
We don't have any smoke. You've been having a fire there in Wyoming that's really big. Have you seen any smoke from it?
No. I don't think.
I've been watching the news, and it's like a really big fire in Wyoming somewhere, but I don't know where.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be talking about it, but it must be far away from you, so.
Well, I'm probably watching the wrong kind of news. Because, today I turned on this movie, Cinderella. It's Cinderella, epic romantic drama, and it's a mini-series movie.
Really?
Cinderella, yeah. You could tell I wanted to run away from my own thoughts, so I was going to watch that. It's kind of good.
Is it a like actors?
It's not cartoon. It's going to be like 3 hours or something. So it's like a mini series.
Okay. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Did you just put in Cinderella?
It just came up to me.
I think I can see it on your TV.
Yeah, probably.
Cinderella. What channel? Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Full movie. Yeah. I don't know what year it was or anything, but so anyway, what else are you doing?
Oh, well, I just went and picked up my medication. It was so much it's frightened me. Even with your own insurance and Medicare, it still was like $150. That's a lot. That's a lot. So I know other people have medications that are even more than that. The trouble is, I've been on it like 2 months now, and it hasn't done what it's supposed to do. It doesn't work. So why am I taking it?
Yeah, for that price. That's horrible.
Yeah, she put me on another one to go along with it, so I'm on 3 medications for diabetes. And this other one is, she said if I don't eat a good meal with it, it'll flatten me. I was like, what is that?
Yeah. What?
Well, she says it'll drop your blood sugar so bad that you will want to go eat sugar or something.
Oh, wow.
So I just got to be more mindful of, eating. I don't eat breakfast, and they want you to take it in the morning, and I don't eat a good breakfast, so I might have to change my eating habits, I guess.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, how that goes. So,
oh well, a lot of people have that problem.
Yeah,
So
they more and more people in the United States.
Yeah.
Are really starting to be diagnosed with this, or at least borderline of it. And, you know, it's just weird because our grandparents, I mean, nobody in our family had it. I think our great uncle had it, and then our great grandfather on mom's side was diabetic, and I think he actually. I don't know if he died from it, but maybe from complications of it. But we don't have anybody, you know, for generations. So I don't know why I got it, which is weird because my son, you know, Shane got it before I did.
Yeah.
And now I have a son that has 2 kids with type 1, which is different than type 2. It's totally different. But my husband's side of the family, his dad was diabetic.
So they could,
a lot of the brothers and sisters were. So I think my son probably got it from that side. That side. So,
you just don't know.
Yeah, no, it's just a matter of. I was listening to somebody talk about our health in the United States and how in other countries it's not like what we have. We're doing something to our foods to cause us to have all these obesity and all these health problems. And they said, when we were young, probably, I never heard the word autism when we were young.
No.
They might have called it something else. But I was trying to think if we knew any kids, and we knew people that were mentally challenged, but I didn't think I knew any kids that were
right.
Like the symptoms we see of autism now. And this person said, whatever we're doing in this country is gone from 1 in, I think they said 10,000 back in our youth to now 1 in 34.
Well, I wondered if they had a count. That's wow.
They did. They've done studies and stuff, and it's 1 in 34 of children are getting autism. And I mean, autism is, if you've seen one, is how they put it. It's like everybody has different symptoms and capabilities and so on and so forth. But a lot of them are the ones that with nonverbal and, you know, aren't going to be able to live on their own or get jobs, or it just makes you wonder what's really, you know, going on. But
I know, that's bad. I'm trying to find a holder here for you.
Oh.
For my phone. There.
So anyway, been kind of reading about that a little bit, but it's kind of depressing. And I think your video came out today about your book about what to do, and you know, as you want your family to know when you're. Oh
yeah, that one I bought. Yeah.
I have a book like that. Yours sounds a lot more complex
right here.
And
this one.
But it makes you think.
Well, I'm wondering if Jamie and I can both fill it out together, because I don't want to buy 2 of them. I don't want to buy 2.
I would do that. Just divide the page in half and go Jamie and Angie, and then do it that way. But there were some things in there, like that directive that we're supposed to have. I've never filled one out because I don't know what I think about it. It's like the circumstances. Who are you going to trust with making that decision that says you absolutely have no chance of coming out of it?
Right. Do you unplug it? Yeah.
Or maybe it's just because if you sign that and you get pneumonia, say all you got is pneumonia, it's not cancer, it's not whatever, and you sign that, they won't help you.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, maybe some of your viewers that know more about that advanced directive and maybe in the medical field could answer some of those questions about what does that really mean? Does that mean that you're in a coma and they don't think you're going to come out of it? Sure, go ahead and pull the plug on it. I'm fine with that. But if it's something like you could take, an antibiotic and maybe a little
better.
I know. Okay.
Right.
That's why I've never filled it out, because I don't really understand. If you can write on there and say, they just want you to mark the box.
Yeah, true or not.
I'm thinking, what if they say,
she could,
in this circumstance or that circumstance, and I want this done. So I don't know how that works, and I've never had time to be able. What doctor do you know has time to talk to you about anything like that? You know, they're not going to spend their time in the office talking about that. So we don't have any. I don't know how you go find out about it. You know, maybe just if you have a friend that's in the medical field that would help you understand it. So I've never filled that one out. There's some. We still need to go get our trust. We haven't done that yet, and we need to. And our kids are asking us to. But you know, we don't have a lot of property like you guys do. And I mean, we've got our home and a lot of junk.
Maybe you're lucky.
I have a garage full of really good stuff I can't part with, but never looked at.
I know, but maybe you're lucky. Jamie said, "I wish we didn't even own the land."
I know. I know. It's caused so many problems the last few months.
I know.
You know, it's just been heartbreaking to not know what to do and try to make everybody happy and
fair, and yet we're taken care of till we die.
Yeah, but that's the main thing. I think the bottom line for me, if I was in your situation, is your kids all are young and can still provide for themselves another 40 years at least.
Right.
And we've got maybe, you know, I don't know, we're getting up there. I'd be happy if I get another 10, 15 years out of this body. And we got to think about what quality of life we're going to have. I mean, are we going to be able to stay home and take care of ourselves? Or are we going to have to go get assisted living? And if you do that, you need some money, because they really charge you. When we put Dad in that assisted living place, all they did was give him a bedroom. It was a little bedroom, and then they provided the meals that we didn't know he wasn't really eating. And that was it. Pretty much, you know, a room and those meals. And then I came and did everything else with his medicine. I took him to all his appointments, you know, all that stuff. We still paid over $3,000 a month. Now, if you think about if we'd have kept him in his home and hired, I don't know, a nurse or somebody to check on him, you know, besides what we did.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have cost $3,000, but we knew Dad would be so lonely living alone, and he was getting, like, common sense was checking out. You know, he had no problem with his brain or his you know, his mental was okay. It's just because of his certain, I think the older you get, if you do have OCD and stuff like that, ADHD or whatever, it just gets worse. And so some of that with him was getting worse. And so
he would do dangerous things.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
he didn't
standing
have the
on,
common sense thing wasn't, you know, one time he went out, one time in the middle of the night, he got up, and Shauna was there and Mom was sleep, you know, had her hospital bed in the like in the living room. It was in the
dining room.
The dining room. And Dad somehow got past, because Shauna had a camera on Mom, but she didn't have one on Dad.
No.
So Dad somehow went out in his underwear, out in the night, because he remembered at like 1 a.m. he forgot to put the garbage can out.
No.
And he went out. It was pouring down rain, which I don't think he knew. And he went out, and the garbage can wasn't where you have to just take it to the end of your driveway. It was way down the driveway. Remember that driveway?
Around the corner.
And he took it real down there. Well, he locked himself out.
Oh, no.
And then he was like, he didn't know what to do, so he's banging on the door, and Shauna finally opened it, and here he came in his underwear, just completely drenched, and she calls me at like 2 a.m. going, "You won't believe what Dad just did."
Oh, no.
And we're going, okay. After Mom died, it was like, we can't leave him
because
home
what would he have
alone.
done? What would he? That's
so
weird.
we did let him, I mean, we put him in a place where it was just making sure that he was watched over. They didn't do anything for him for that $3,000. That was a lot.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm just saying is sometimes we don't know what's going to happen to us.
No,
and if
we
we're
don't.
going to need care or something like that. And
I don't think I mentioned that I did to my people that I did go talk to the bishop of our church, and he said, you have to think of yourself till you're the end of your days first.
Right.
Not
And I think
not
that's
your
smart.
because your children are taken care of. They have jobs. They're so you have to do that first. And so.
And I think I mean, for me,
Yeah.
in thinking of if it were me, that's where I think I'd want to be. And I think most of my kids would feel that way. They're not expecting. I mean, my kids know when we both go, if they get anything, you just feel blessed. Because, I mean, we have our house, but we don't know what the market's going to be by the time.
And that's another
10
thing.
years from now.
And that's another thing he said. Right now are perilous times.
Yeah.
And we don't know who's going to get elected and what's going to happen. And he said, just don't do anything right now. Just wait. So.
And I think that's good advice if you can do it. I mean, if you both can agree to it and just wait it out for a little bit. There's no hurry.
No.
I mean, nobody's going to do anything different with that land. So why do we have to be worried about it? So I'd let it go and just, enjoy this next little bit of your summer.
I know. And I told Jamie that. Let's just work on our marriage and go on this cruise and enjoy each other and...
We're looking really forward to that. It's going to be fun to be able to have our, our own little places to stay, but come together and do things together.
For meals. I know it is. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun.
The last time we did a cruise, we did it with another couple, but we couldn't find each other on the thing. We knew where their room was, but we couldn't call each other.
Yeah.
So we just had to run into each other on that big old ship. And sometimes we'd say, okay, we're going to go to breakfast at 9, and we'll meet you there. And we could do that. But so I think we could have had a lot more fun if we could have figured out how to hook up with each other more. Otherwise, we got off the ship. We were in Alaska cruise, and we got off the ship, and it was raining, and the girlfriend that we were with and her husband, she was having problems walking like you used to, Angie.
Yeah.
So when we'd get off, I mean, there would be some stores right there at the port, and we'd go in those, but I wanted to go in those little towns and go and explore the little towns, and I did do that a little bit, but she couldn't walk very much, so we stayed with them, and I felt like we missed out on a lot because we didn't get to do as much walking as we wanted to. So
I've convinced Jamie. He's taking the walker.
Oh, good.
So that'll be good for him. And then if he doesn't want to go places, we can just leave him and let him take a nap. Let him do what he wants. So.
And he'll be fine. He likes to talk to people too.
Oh,
he can always find somebody to talk to.
And that way we can have fun without worrying about him too.
As long as it doesn't get his feelings hurt. I don't want him to feel like we're abandoning him or
it's his choice if he wants to go or stay. So anyway, with the walker, then he can sit too when we get places. There's the chair.
Bring your own chair with you. It's nice.
Yeah. So
that is good. And do you think he'll use it on the ship then, like when we're going out, or do you think just when we leave the ship?
Oh, I think he might use it because if it's a long way to walk to the dining and stuff, he might use it. Yeah.
I looked at the map. It looks like we're clear on the other end from where the dining is.
Yeah, we are. But when we go to the shows, it's right below us.
Oh.
The auditorium.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
What about noise?
No, I never heard anything or anything. So it's gonna be fun. So
it'll be fine. I want to do some walking anyway. I think that's what we had kind of promised ourselves, that there's a lot of temptation with a lot of rich food on there, and we want to be wise about it.
Yes.
And we also want to do some walking so that we're just not sitting the whole month.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we need to keep regularity.
Yeah, and we don't. I have a problem with that. But I just think that we need to just keep walking so that we can, like when we get to Australia, we got 4 days, I think.
I know.
That we're going to explore, and that's going to be, I think, a lot of walking.
Yeah.
So we haven't worked out what we're going to do over there. We got to be working on that pretty soon.
I know. Yeah, we will. We'll have 22 days.
That's true.
Without without the internet. When we get to Hawaii, we'll be going, where's the internet?
It's going to be tough on us.
I know.
To go without our phones and without internet for a month. This is going to be a good trial for us to see how we're wasting our time.
What we
and
used
what
to
we
do.
could be
Yeah. What we
yeah,
used to
you
do.
know, what we used to do. I'm kind of worried a little bit about being out of touch with our whole family. That bothers me.
I know.
In case anything happened.
Yeah.
How would they get a hold of us? The Red Cross or something?
I don't
if something
know.
would happen, we need to research that.
The number. Yeah. Does the ship have a phone number? I don't know.
No, I don't think it's phone. I think it
would be internet, Facebook, or something. Well, when we get to each place, we'll check it, check our stuff, and see if anybody's tried to, our kids.
That's a good thing about this cruise is you cruise about 4 or 5 days and you stop, and you cruise another 4 or 5 days and you stop. There's 4 stopping places, and there's like 3 to 4 days in between each of them out at sea, and then the last one is when we dock at Australia, and I think that's 4 days. So they cut it up really nice.
Yeah.
That we can stop.
Yeah.
And go see whatever. But I don't know. I don't have too much. I mean, I've been to Hawaii, and we're going to use that because we're still in the States. So we can use that for our last, hurrah of calling people and whatever.
With our phones.
The rest of the time, it's international, and I don't have too much curiosity about these other. I think it's Tahiti and Fiji and some other island. I guess I'm going to do some research on them to see really. I think they're such tourist traps.
I do too. Yeah, we probably
That's
won't
what's
see.
going to try to hit us.
Yeah, we won't see the real part of the tent. Yeah.
And when we went to Mexico, we went to Mazatlan, and we wanted to. I mean, we were in this big fancy resort. We're not seeing anybody.
No. Yeah.
And so we took a bus down to town, and we did get to see some things and we started going for a walk. We were kind of afraid we were going to get lost.
Yeah.
We didn't know where we were. I wanted to see real homes, like where do they live? So we were able to do that. We walked around the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And these were pretty nice houses, though. I mean, I didn't see anything that was like made me worry. On the way to Mazatlan, from the airport I got a bug flying around me, to our resort. Now that's where I saw the really
well, we always like to take some kind of a taxi or a bus and a van. But when we went to Costa Rica, they drove us down this residential, and the doors, it's not like you picture our residential. But because they had gates and fences, but there would be a door open.
They all had a gate around them.
And bars on the windows. But I loved looking if their door was open. I loved looking inside their houses, to see what.
I know. That's what I wanted to see, too. We went to a store. We went to a couple of stores, and I thought, we are spoiled. Because, like, you go into a Walmart or any big box store, when you look at their shelves, they're crammed from the front all the way to the back, of the shelf. And then if you go look up above, there's big boxes that they're getting ready to put more stuff out. When you went to these stores, they were faced with one item, nothing behind them.
Oh wow!
Like maybe 2 items. So if you took one, there would be one left on the shelf, and it was a big store, but the whole store was like that. There was just only 1 or 2 items that were faced up, and I thought, whoa, they want you to feel like they have a lot of product, but they don't.
They don't.
And I don't know if it's because they don't have it or they don't put it out. Maybe they just don't put it out. But I think that shocked me a lot was the abundance that we have and we don't recognize.
And we went to, in Costa Rica, a drugstore, and somebody wanted cold pills, like Dayquil or something.
Oh, yeah.
And they go, well, how long do you think your cold's going to last? And they go, well, maybe a week, 7 days or something. They counted out the pills and gave it to him. You couldn't just I want to buy the whole box, No, they counted them out. Yes, I'm thinking,
Now, was it true you could have gotten antibiotics or, like painkillers or anything over the counter without a prescription?
Not in Costa Rica. They said you have to have a prescription.
You could. I think in Mexico you could. And I know at the time Mom used to go up to Canada to get some pills or medication she couldn't get here.
Yeah.
Or 222s or whatever, and they didn't need a prescription. But I think all that's changed in Canada. Canada is a lot different than it used to be. So,
I don't know.
They got big problems there, just like we do. So, anyway, I don't know.
I'm packing and putting, every time I think of something I need, I put it in my suitcase. Yeah.
I got to go back and look at some of your videos because I'm putting it in a little pile, and then I'll think, what if I need this? There's no way to go get it, I'm afraid I'm going to start packing too much because I don't know, Angie, I don't know if I can do two carry-ons.
Don't do it if you can't. Do it.
Well,
don't worry.
Try. I'm going to practice packing.
Well, I want to, my problem is I want to take some yarn and crocheting and stuff.
I know, I heard you say that.
And I don't know if I can. What if I get one of those bags that suck the yarn, suck it flat? I'm thinking if I got some of those and sucked it the yarn flat.
Why don't you wait until you get to Honolulu, and when we go to the store, buy your yarn there, Ange?
Walmart, I could, yeah.
Yeah, and then you won't be carrying it. I mean, you'll have it made up by the time you go home, and that doesn't take up much room. Plus, you're not unzipping part of your bag that will give you more room.
Well, I
don't know. I was just thinking what you could do, because yarn in a ball takes up a lot of room.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. If I make it go flat, what
if you do your neck thing and just put skeins of yarn in there?
Oh, that would be lightweight too, then.
I know, and it's the same size.
Yeah, Jamie, carry this.
Yeah.
It's your neck ring.
Well, it's still a pillow. He can put his head on
Well, on the way home is the long flight. We need it then, so they'll be the made-up ones.
Oh, that flight home is going to be crazy.
I know. It's not going to be fun, but we'll be tired. And we will be away from home for a month. How will our houses look when we get back? We're like,
I have a grandson staying here, and I'm scared.
Well,
I'm scared.
I know. I have to get a new house sitter.
Yeah, your house sitter is leaving. You'll find somebody.
Oh, I will. I know.
Your house won't be, because you got all those fish.
Well, and Trevor comes every day after school. Yeah. But anyway, I know I'll find somebody.
You just don't want to tell everybody that your house is empty, because it won't be.
No, it won't be.
There's going to be people there, and you've got cameras that people can
and I'm going to hook, I could share the cameras with Trevor while I'm gone. So he can, look at the cameras too. And
that'll be good.
Yeah, so anyway, Grant said he'd be a house sitter for me.
Oh, I bet his parents would love that.
Yeah, I know.
He would love it too, but I don't think that's a good idea.
That's what I said. I don't know. He would love it, but his parents wouldn't.
No, I don't think a whole month living on his own in an empty house.
Yeah.
His friends dropping him. He's a good boy.
But they would be playing pool and getting in the hot tub.
We don't know how much
and a lot of times when we've left for a long time, we drain the hot tub so that we aren't paying to heat it. Plus, then we don't have kids wanting to get in it.
Well, and if you're not stirring that thing up, I would imagine that the water probably gets a little rank or something. I mean, I don't know. Things could grow in it. I don't know.
So we'll probably just drain it and leave it that way. So.
Well, lots of plans. It's always hard to figure out how to do things when it's not our normal thing. So.
I know. But at least we don't have to worry about heating the house or, sprinklers and everything. It's the right time of year. We can leave all that, so.
Well, it's for you, that's true, because you won't have snow yet, will you?
No, not until Halloween or something, so we'll be back.
We'll be back just before that, so.
But we will have freezing, so I have to get all the plants in the house. My ones I want to keep in the sunroom and stuff. I'll move them all in. And then, of course, the patio furniture, I'd kind of like to put it all up before we leave. But because it might snow, and
I think we'll do that too. We don't have any snow or anything. It just rains
the winter,
and so all your pads on your furniture and stuff get just ruined.
Yeah,
so we'll probably
soft
put all
up.
that stuff up too. But
Yeah.
anyway. So, have you been swimming and floating?
No, it's been cold.
Oh.
Like in the 70s, it's too cold.
Oh.
And the wind is real cold, so, it's
Yeah.
like, it wouldn't be pleasant. But today it's going to be 77.
No,
and
you better do it. Might be your
last
hurrah.
time, I know, I'm thinking that, but
Oh.
I'm probably all floated out.
You think? I didn't think I'd ever hear you say that.
I
You
know.
need to put that in writing. I don't believe
No,
it.
I do get it. I get it. It's like, oh, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
usually ready for snow when it comes because
Really?
I get sick of watering plants and
Oh.
all the stuff, and so it's like I'm ready for winter so I can hole up in my house and
Yeah.
hibernate.
Wow.
Yeah, it does come.
We had 3 days of rain this last week, and we got 5 or 6 inches of rain, which is a lot. We never get rain in August, and it depressed me. I was thinking, this is summer still. I don't want this rain because we get the fog, and it's just gray.
Well, and the weather's
gray.
so crazy. Did you hear all those people having a heat wave, farther east? And where Tyson lives and stuff's like a heat wave right now, and yet we're having colder weather.
I know. And
so
then somebody
weird.
was someplace, I don't know where it was, they got a rain. I saw these people
flooding.
And they were just running. Yeah, because it was an instant downpour and then it was instant flooding. They were just running.
Well, that one lady.
They were at a fair or something.
And that one lady in Arizona, was she in Arizona or she lived in Arizona? Anyway, flash flood killed her. And,
I saw they found her body. That was in the Arizona Moab.
Yeah, I think so.
Like that around there.
Yeah.
That was sad.
And then Alaska's having landslides from all the rain.
Yeah, I know.
So,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy weather. Every place is different than our own place. And
yeah.
You're thinking, well, at least I don't have that. I'm thankful I'm not living in that weather. So
yeah, we don't have a flood.
I guess that's the way it goes. But anyway, so all the kids back in school. Have you heard from them how they liked it?
No, I wanted to go last night to check on, see how they liked it, but I had ice cream in the car and stuff, had to get home, but anyway, I thought, there'll be other days, and I was going to call them, but they don't really have they have the internet kind of phone, not their own phones, so I can't really.
Well, even if you do, you have to go, how was school? Fine.
Yeah, they give you one answer. Yeah. What did you learn? Trevor had an interesting thing. Today he said, it's really hard when you get in by 3rd grade and a child can't read yet. And so he has a 3rd grader that can't read, and he said,
somebody's just passing him.
Yeah, and so they're going to have to he has to take special
ed. But they're going to do like an I thing with them, whatever you call it.
Well, they said they got to teach them their vowel sounds first. So they're going to try teaching them that first, they said.
I've got a little boy in my primary class, and I'm teaching 9, 10-year-olds, although there's a couple 11-year-olds in there. Boy, those age difference make a big difference in their ability to read and to understand things. And this one little boy, he's homeschooled, which isn't anything bad about homeschool, because I'd rather believe in it to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But evidently the other kids know he can't read, and so we were passing, we asked him to open up their scriptures and read this scripture, and he just stared at me with his eyes so big, and then I thought, oh my gosh, I'm in a situation, I don't want to embarrass him. And then the little boy, of course, next to him said, he can't read, let me read his. And I about died, because I thought, that's horrible. And I saw his little face, he was just crumpled.
How old was he? How old?
I think he's 9.
Yeah, they need to work with that, don't they?
Yeah. Well, and when I kind of asked some other people, is this true? Or, they kind of said, yeah, he doesn't read very well. And I thought, okay, well, there's learning disorders. I get that. There's different things. I just have to be really careful in a class like that I make sure they volunteer to read, and I don't call on them.
Well, and
that was a learning thing for me.
Church is different than school, because in school they need to teach them. In church you can't teach them or anything.
No, you just have to deal with what you're given. But it made me sad, because I thought he's at an age of, when they're that old and they start getting behind, they really get behind.
Right,
I mean,
right.
You know, everything is contingent upon being able to read. So if you can't read, period, you're not going to be able to do math because you can't read the math, you know, stories. And
yeah.
So that's hard on Trevor, but they usually have a reading specialist they could put a child in that class.
A volunteer even that
I
they
know
teach.
the light bulb didn't go on too bright for a couple of my kids in first grade and stuff when they were learning to read, and they just couldn't get it, which was like, what? You know, me, Miss Reading person. And they were just taken out during reading into another. I don't know what that did to them. I don't know if it made them feel like, you know, I can't read, I have to go to the reading specialist. I never thought about that because I think there were several kids.
Yeah.
But, I mean, after a year of that or so, I mean, they caught up with everybody else. It was just hard for them. You know,
well, there's
like
such a big span from the born in September to born in July. You know, those months matter when you're young.
Exactly. Sometimes the kids are almost like you and I were December.
We were older.
So we were the older ones in the class, and you know,
it didn't help me.
I don't think it helped me either because we didn't get kindergarten. What the heck was that?
And our mother didn't work
the rich people got kindergarten.
Yeah.
We didn't know there was such a thing.
No.
Here came, I think they had private kindergartens in churches or something, and you had to pay for them.
Yeah, we didn't get that.
So some kids, you know, got that and then came to school already knowing. They didn't know how to read because they didn't teach them reading when you were 5, but nowadays they do. But they didn't then, and I mean, but we knew how to count and do our colors. I mean, we knew all that.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't like we missed out on too much. I didn't feel like, because by the time I was in 4th and 5th grade, I was top of my class in reading. So
spelling.
What good did kindergarten do anybody?
Yeah. The parents got rid of their kid a year earlier, maybe.
I know. I think for some that might have been it. You know, they, and for some, if they didn't we came from a big family, so we knew how to share, and that you don't get everything.
Yeah, and socialize.
Whatever. And some kids, it's like they need to learn how to be around other kids because there may be only 1 or 2 kids in their family.
That's
and they
true.
need to learn that stuff. I had a friend that was a kindergarten teacher for years, and this was like 20 years ago. She told me, think of that 20 years from now. But she said 20 years ago when I was talking to her that the kids were coming in and it was so hard now because she was having to teach them how to hang up their coats and how to put their lunch pail in the closet. You know, she said these kids come without any knowledge of just basic things. Raise your hand, you know, you can't get up and walk around the room. And those are things that they used to teach, was to get them ready for real school, was like
stand in line. And
you don't get to just do what you want. You don't get to take things from other people. And she said she was spending most of her day teaching them things that she felt like the parents should have, you know, prepared them for coming to there. And she goes, I'm not getting to do much teaching at all. I'm just having to teach them how to get along with others. And she said things that you would, you know, that aren't in your book. It's like being honest and, you know, you know, not telling.
Polite or something.
Yeah, don't tattletale on each other and don't push and don't. She goes, I spend all my time teaching those values that I would have thought would have come with them. And she goes, they're not. So now I'm thinking 20 years later, what are those kids like?
They want their their devices.
But
change
I
everything.
don't know. You never know. Maybe things have changed for the good.
Maybe we're going to find out about our devices and how we use them when we get on the ship and we can't use our devices.
I know. I think that's what I think will be a good thing for us to realize that we maybe need to make some changes, that we're glued to our phones too much, and we're in all of our knowledge is whenever anything happens, I want to go look it up. And
Google it. Yeah.
And what was that all about? What does that mean? And we go look it up. And you know, what did we do before we could look things up?
And
I just keep
you
thinking
argued
about
more. Encyclopedias, you
that. Yeah,
argued
but even
more.
encyclopedias
Wouldn't
were.
give the right nowadays our
Yeah, you couldn't
information.
ask them a
Yeah.
question. You couldn't
Yeah.
ask them a question and go, "How does this work?"
I
You had
know.
to
That's
really
true.
research it.
I know.
I don't know. It was just weird. It's just weird when you think about it. We used to go to the library a lot and try to.
Yeah.
What? Are you peeing? No, that's what's going on. I'm evidently, Rob, sitting out here. I'm evidently sitting on a cushion that's really wet. So
Oh
when I
no.
get up,
Your
I
bottom's
can't feel it, but he says under my chair
dripping.
a puddle.
Yeah, dripping. Oh no.
He's wanting to know if I have a problem.
You peeing?
I didn't know. I guess my rear is going to be all wet when I get up. I'm telling you, these cushions didn't dry out from that 5 inches of rain.
I know. Well, and you think, I should have brought him in. But then you didn't know it was going to rain, and by then it was too late.
We did know it was going to rain, and we looked at each other and go, maybe we ought to
Bring the cushions in. They're meant to get wet.
I don't know. We will have to do all that before we get ready to go, though, because I don't want all this stuff sitting out here like
yeah,
this.
see, and
you think, okay, fall's here, we'll put all this stuff away, and then in September in Brookings, it's like the most beautiful month of the summer.
I know.
And we get all of our best weather, so you don't want to put away all your,
because you want to go sit out. Yeah.
Furniture. Yeah, this is when we want to be out, but who knows? It's interesting.
Well,
sure.
I hope this worked and that they can hear you on here and everything.
Oh, I hope so too.
Of course,
unless this is so boring for them,
they're gone by now anyway. But you know how it picks up even the fans and stuff.
Yeah,
so I'm thinking it should. But we'll see how people liked it. Let us know if you like us visiting from afar.
Yeah.
But I counted how many days on my calendar. I counted back the days,
Yeah.
We have 23 days for our cruise.
Wow.
So it's getting there.
We're getting down to the wire a little bit. That's 3 weeks, though.
I know, but it's too early to get our pills. It's too early to do a lot of stuff still, but...
My doctor kept saying to me, are you sure you don't want some seasick pills? And I said, no, I don't get seasick.
Yeah.
I've been on a cruise. I never got sick. I said, even in our room, it was just a little bit like this, I said, unless we hit a big storm. I said, look, I've never been car sick.
Yeah.
I can turn around in my seat and talk to people backwards. I read in
the
car. I do everything. I don't get sick. I said, she goes, well, just call me if you need them, which I thought was really nice.
Yeah.
And then I thought, maybe I ought to get them in case I meet somebody that needs them.
Yeah, I have some. Yeah, they have the patches now too, but I never have ever gotten sick, so.
I haven't either, and I feel real blessed for that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to worry about it. So.
I have Dramamine, non-drowsy Dramamine with me if I needed it, but.
That's usually all you need anyway.
Yeah, but I always take it and I never have used it, so I think you're going to be fine.
Yep. Sounds
good. Anyway, all right.
Okay,
we're
good talking to you.
Yes.
Seeing your face.
And we'll talk later about real things.
Okay. This wasn't real.
Yeah.
This was just pretend things.
No, there's
certain interested in.
Right. They probably would like what we're really going to talk about, like politics and.
Oh no, we're not going there.
Not on here.
It's so messy right now. I don't even want to think about it.
It's scary. I know it, I don't know what's going to happen. And you think you do.
Different time. I've never seen anything like this in my life. But
and you think you know what's going to happen, but we thought before and things
just
have not been right. Yeah. Who knows what's going to be a new guy or an old.
Yeah.
It's.
I'm at the point I almost don't care anymore. I just want to not even look at it.
I know.
I'm just so tired
well, when we're on the cruise, we won't hear anything, so that might be good.
True.
That'll be good.
We're going to have withdrawals.
Oh, what's happening? What's happening?
I know, what's happening?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Might be good for us. We just enjoy life.
Right, each other. Okay.
All right, it's nice seeing you.
We'll see you. Goodbye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, turning it off, turning it off. There we go. All right, how'd that work out for us? Let me know if you liked it, if you could hear, and it was good to see Carolyn, huh? She's the same, there or here. And we could do it again sometime if it worked out. Okay, goodbye.